Click that. There we go.
Now
it should
our
be
audio's working.
Yes.
Devin's here to save the day. That is
right.
why Devin is here today.
Yeah, you brought the fancy mics, the ones that I had turned off prior.
Yeah.
Hey, Dennis. Hopefully it's fixed now. I think it should be. So thanks for being here. Yeah, there we go. I can hear it on the phone.
Yeah. So Devin realized that we had no mics.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
got it working. So that is why I'm here. Special edition.
Exactly.
I'm here with Paul because it's the holidays. My wife's a teacher. She normally, or not normally, she of course, like Paul, has off this week. So she's doing family things.
Yeah.
And I am a working adult that has to work this week. So
yeah, but you were like,
instead I'm here.
Yeah, you're like, let me come over.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I've got my daughter over at my parents' house. They're giving me the night off. So what better way to spend it than doing it here with you guys and with Devin and talking about everything that's new in the collection.
That's right.
So we have quite a few things that are new in the collection, surprisingly. I didn't think we were going to have this much. And then as I was getting stuff together, I was like, holy crap, there's way more than what I thought.
Also, not surprising to me at all. Paul is constantly getting games, so this may be a surprise to him.
It is.
It is not a surprise to me in the slightest. Paul is always getting new stuff.
It's so funny. My wife, she's just like, what is it? I'm like, I don't know. It's some game. And she's like, oh, yeah, of course it is. Actually, there's another one right there on the shelf that I forgot to bring over here.
Well, you know what? I'm sure we'll have to move and transition, and we'll grab it at some point.
So, we're just going to go ahead and go over all the new games. And like always, we'll tell you guys which ones were sent to us, which ones we bought. That is it. We do have a new thing that we're going to do today. We're going to try to do a top-down view of it so that you guys can actually see like what's inside of the game today. So we can go ahead and get started.
Yeah.
So first up, we have No Thanks. We actually got this game at BGG Con. This is one of their door prizes. And I've heard a little bit about No Thanks. I've never played it, but from what I understand, it is a bidding game, but a reverse bidding game.
It's a reverse bidding game where you basically don't want points, right? The cards are numbered, I don't know what they're numbered to, let's call it 20. And you basically bid to not take it, saying no thanks, and then until either you're out of disc to bid with, or you decide, you know what, it's worth taking because you get all of the bids when you take the card. So even though you get whatever the negative points looks like, it goes to at least 33.
Yeah.
So you get the 17. It might have 10 bid chips on it, and you get them all. So then when the next bad card, or when you'll have plenty of kind of stock. So it's just kind of weighing the best of the bad options type of thing. So,
so it looks like it goes 35. Up to 35. But yeah, so there was that other game that we played that had this kind of reverse bidding. That was Empire's End.
After the Empire.
It was one of those two.
Yeah.
And as much as I disliked that game, I really enjoyed the bidding mechanic to it because it was done different than previous games that I had played. So I've heard really good things about this one.
I played that High Society where it is a bidding game, but there are negative things that come out that you reverse bid exact same kind of type of way. So anyway.
Yeah. That is No Thanks. At BGG Con, they always give out door prizes. One of the ones that we also had another one, we left it over there. It's Grifter's Nexus, I think is what it's called. Honestly, don't know anything about it, and not going to learn much about it because it looked just like a kind of game. But the one that I did want that I didn't get was Destiny's. So we'll see. Maybe we'll get it next year or something. Jamie, you asked if we're going to PAX Unplugged. We are not going to PAX Unplugged. We just went to BGG Con 2 weeks ago now. A week ago? And 10 days ago or so. And that's the conventions that
Philly,
we have.
Right? Philly's
and that one's in Philly.
Philly's very far. So, no, we are not going to that PAX.
Surprised to see a shelf extension behind Uncle Paul. Yeah, I got my new shelves back here, and they're already full. So, all right, let's go ahead and go to the next one here. If you want to go to the top-down screen so that people can see what we got. This is Conserve Us. This is a solo-only bag builder. So this is one that actually Joe from Board Games for Two, he's letting me borrow it. So while it's in the collection right now, it is not a permanent keep in the collection. But that's okay, because honestly, it's just a quick campaign game. And I'm about halfway done with it already. So this is, you are a fisherman, and you are trying to start up like a fisherman business, right? So you're going out on your ships and you're catching different types of fish, different types of sea life. You have fish, clams, I forget what they're called, sea life, pearls, I don't know. No, you don't eat pearls, but clams and other things. Then there's octopus in there, right? So how the game goes is you are drawing these tokens out of the bag, and then you are placing them on top of your ships. And so once you place them on your ships, you are either going to trade them in for upgrade cards that can give you like extra money whenever you sell them to the market, or it can count as 2 fish, whatever it may be. And then you will sell them off to these markets here by placing them on there, and you're actually tinning them. So once you sell it, you put the matching color, and then you've got a little tin can on there for it to show that you sold it. The game plays anywhere between 6 to 8-ish rounds each game, and each game is slightly different. And then at the end, you have this end game scoring or end game criteria that you have to meet. So like on this one, you have to get $40. On some other ones, you have to have a certain amount of boats or certain amount of upgrades and stuff like that. So it just kind of changes it slightly. I have found that the standard version is
the other side.
And it's in Spanish. The other side's in Spanish.
I see. Okay.
I think this game comes from Spain. But yeah, so it just changes it slightly. The standard difficulty is fairly easy. It did take me a while to beat January just because I was kind of getting the hang of the game, but once I got it, it just kind of flowed from there. So yeah, I am starting June next, and it plays over the round, or over 12 months, but it's enjoyable. It's a fun one. He also made Warp's Edge, the solo bag builder game. So he's just doing a bunch of solo games, and
pretty cool.
Been enjoying playing them. Yeah.
How long does a play take?
30 to 45 minutes. It's really not long.
It's pretty neat.
Yeah, and so each one has different, like a setup for it. So like this one is you put 5 fish and 5 of the yellow, whatever, and you also have these water tokens, and those are just kind of like the fillers. So if you ever get to a point where like you can't, that's junk, right? So whenever you get to a point where you cannot pull from the bag anymore, let's say you have 5 ships out there, each ship needs 5 tokens on it. If you don't have enough, you add more water in there. And if you ever can't add more water in there, you've basically overfished, and that's the end of your game. So, and there's not really many ways to get rid of the water from the bag.
Yeah, so, pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a fun little game. It plays very quickly, like I said, and I think I've played, I've been playing like 2 or 3 sessions back to back and just kind of knocking them out. So that is Conservus. It's been a fun little solo game.
Okay.
What you got over there on that side?
We have, this takes 2 hands. So
Paladins.
Paladins, yes. The deluxe box, or what do they call it?
The collector's
box.
Yeah. So this is one, so you guys obviously know that we are Garfield fans.
Yeah.
And I have all of the other West Kingdom games, and this has been the one that I had been missing, because for a while this was just my least favorite one of them. And so at BGG-Con they have a virtual flea market. Somebody put it up for sale, and it had the collector's box, some of the promos, and the expansion in there. And they were selling it really cheap, so I was just like, you know what, I'll meet up with them. I'll finally take the plunge. I'll buy it.
I thought on the box it had the name.
And that's what I'm looking at now, and I don't see it either.
Maybe it doesn't.
Yours did, because we made a big deal about that.
Yeah, I'm like, where is it?
Maybe it's not bright enough.
Just not quite getting the right angle, I think.
Yeah, but the unfortunate thing here now is I have the collector's box for Paladins now with all of this stuff, and I don't have the collector's box for Architect or Viscounts, so I'm gonna have to upgrade those ones at some point.
Get those, get the sleeves, get everything.
Yeah, and then I'll be on your level with Garfield games. So
I think you're still at like 7 games short.
Oh
there,
yeah,
so
I'm
maybe,
quite a few back.
You don't get to that level.
I don't have the North Sea.
You can just borrow it at any point in time.
Yeah, this is just one that I thought I needed in the collection. Because it is one that I've been playing quite a bit this year. So. Yeah, that was Paladins of the West Kingdom.
Okay, and we got, so I don't even know how, I came across a thing on Facebook Marketplace that had couple games, actually I'll put them both up here, that piqued my interest enough to get, and one was Masters of the Renaissance, and the other was the one I was actually looking for on Facebook Marketplace, and that was Small World of Warcraft. No secret, I like WoW, and I also love Small World as a game, and so I can't remember why I really wanted this version, but a lot of people say this is like one of the best versions of Small World.
It plays well at 2 player. Anywhere. It plays better at 2.
Yeah, it plays much better at 2. The board is modular, right? So that's the biggest thing, right? The Small World board is, they have 2 sides. Mm-hmm. Actually, they come with 2 boards, I think. But anyway, I'm not going to get all this out because I'm sure it's all going to fall all over the place. But anyway, this one is modular instead.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm excited for it. Look at that.
Look at those dice. It's a fancy pack.
Yeah, it has the Horde and Alliance dice.
That's some neato. WoW thing.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
All the good old regular Small World stuff.
So I'm assuming
WoW
like
theme.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say I'm assuming all the
it's the races are all
races
right.
And
so the Wargans, Tauren. These are all gonna be the races of WoW: gnomes, trolls, kobolds.
I don't know. If kobolds was a WoW thing.
Kobolds is like a
That's
very
just a
generic
fantasy thing, right? Yeah.
thing.
Okay.
Yeah. That's been like. So anyway, this was what I was really excited for out of that, but they also had this Masters of the Renaissance, which is like Lorenzo Light. I don't really know much about it other than it is got Lorenzo.
It's just a Lorenzo-ish game.
Yeah.
So did I see? Yeah, there are marbles.
Yeah. So it has
here.
like the like. Almost like what's the game? Potion Explosion. You fill this up with marbles. I don't know exactly how they work. I've not looked into it. I assume it's right here.
Ah, yeah. Oh, those are nice. Nice little marbles.
Yeah. So
cool.
Excited to try it. I'm guessing. I know it has the same. Yeah. 4 colors.
Okay.
I don't really know how they work or interact. I would assume purple is still victory points, green is still resources, but I don't know for sure, certain.
Interesting.
Anyway, I just figured I got the thing for like under $5. So
like,
I got both of them for like under $5. So like why not?
Why not just get them and try it out? Lorenzo. Yeah. Oh, and it's by the same designers as Lorenzo, so.
Yeah.
I wonder why they made this. Like, what was the? Because I don't think Lorenzo was like a big seller. Like, maybe I don't know.
I truly don't know if Lorenzo was or not. I couldn't tell you.
It's just interesting that they would make a lighter version of a game.
Obviously, enough of a market. I don't really know.
Small World. It's been a long time since I've played the physical version of Small World, but that was one of the first games that we played.
Oh, Dennis says it's a great game, so that's good to know because I love Small World, and as I said, I've just heard this is kind of better, and I think they have like a not one versus all, like some sort of cooperative mode too. I don't honestly know. I haven't looked a ton into it, but yeah.
Interesting. All right, up next here we have New York City Emergency Room Medical Mysteries. So Joe actually gifted me this one for my birthday, along with another one that's over there somewhere. But he gifted this one to me because he knows that my wife is a emergency room nurse, and he knows that we enjoy escape rooms, and so that's basically what this is. It's just an escape room in a box that has to do with medical terms
and whatnot.
And so his wife is actually a nurse as well, so they got to play it, and he said that he really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
They dumbed it down enough to where like
a normal person could
can do it, but they still give you like all the terms. So like Shelby was like, oh no, it's this and this and this, and Joe's just like, no, it tells me right here, like this is what it is. And it's obviously got like all the pictures, and then like the person comes in, they're hurting in this area, whatever it may be, right? But looks like there's a tutorial here for it. I don't know if this is an app.
That's your first patient is Sheila Patel. She complains about chest pain. There's no time to lose.
That's an immediate room. I know that.
Quickly open this envelope and check the contents. You will also need the results codes booklet.
Oh, no app needed. Cool. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm super excited to play that.
What else we got? We got Adrian, Alex Paulus. We got Gabrielle Ferreira. And we have, the hardest one is going to be good old Pete Johnson. He's always Pete, in here. Yeah. Always in here with some sort of troubles.
He just wants the drugs.
No, he comes in strapped to a stretcher, obviously drunk and can't stop cursing. This guy's going to be a challenge.
You know what? I'm going to bring this up to Kirsten on Wednesday. I'm going to say, hey, let's play this ER game now that you've gotten off of 36 hours of working.
Sure it's exactly what she wants to do.
Pets had a lot of
Pete
trouble.
had a lot of troubles.
Pete had a lot of troubles.
And he just couldn't stop cursing them out on.
I'm hurting, guys. That's awesome. So very excited for that one. It should be fun.
New York City. Okay, speaking of
here it is.
Joe.
Yeah.
I think he's letting you borrow this.
No, he actually gifted me this one. I think, Joe, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he gifted me this one.
I was like, no, I want my copy of Sky Team back.
He can have it. If that's what it is, he can have it back. But no, it's brand new. That's right. Okay. That's what he said. He said it's a brand new copy of it, but he was letting me borrow Conservus. He made sure I knew that.
Oh.
I have a pair of scissors over there also.
Anyway, Sky Team. The two-player game that people can't stop talking about.
Yeah, it was released last year, I think.
Sounds right.
So it is a cooperative game where one person is playing as the pilot and one person is playing as the co-pilot. And you are collectively trying to land this plane. So there's a bunch of different spaces, and I've actually heard about this. This is like all double-sided, so like it's nice and thick, but it's telling you to punch out all this stuff. Anyway,
dual layered, you mean?
Dual layered, that's the word. Yeah. So you've got like a bunch of different sections on here. New expansions came out for this recently. The game doesn't need expansion.
That's what I thought, because doesn't it come with a ton of airports already, Joe?
Yeah, I think it's 20.
Yeah, and they're just adding more airports, which it just makes different challenges.
And I think
to land,
weather as well, yeah. So anyway, there's a place up here where you are trying to make sure that the wings are level. So you have your pilot's dice and your co-pilot's dice, and if you roll them, right, one of them would put a 5 here, one of them would put a 1 here, so you're at a 6. So depending on where your wings are, it might go to the left or might go to the right. That's what this is here, right? So it's gonna go one way or the other. Down here you have your brakes, I believe is what's down here, or maybe your speed, I don't remember right off the top of my head. Down here you've got some like dice mitigation, which is your coffee, so you can put one there and you get a cup of coffee. And then you also have all these little planes that are on the front that you're trying to clear out of the way, so that you land and you have a clear landing. So what's cool about it is you're not supposed to talk throughout, so you can do all the planning beforehand. And actually, maybe like a week or two before Joe gifted me this one, Kirsten and I played it at D20, and she seemed to really enjoy it. So I was like, oh, cool. So now we've actually got all these other ones that we can try out, and just go from there.
Do not open before having successfully landed in Montreal. Whoops.
So, yeah, you already ruined the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Sky Team. Maybe, well, probably not good for a stream, but I was going to say maybe for Fifth Friday Filler Frenzy, but being silent in a game is probably not the best for a stream.
That's probably true.
We'll put that one off to the side. All right. On my quest for getting everything for terraforming Mars,
What is this?
I ended up buying some more stuff. Some at the
these are
convention.
covered up.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Some at the convention, and then some. I must have shown these already. Maybe not. But anyway, so we got colonies here. And I actually have zero idea what colonies adds. Do you know?
Yeah, so colonies adds colonies.
Oh.
There are different ways of spending energy, is basically, and converting them into resources, and usually a hefty amount of resources. So there's your different colonies there, right? So I thought it was spending energy.
Maybe like this one.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I played it, so I could be slightly wrong. Well, now I'm questioning what I
what you
thought
know.
I knew. Put your marker on the lowest free space of the colony, move your fleet to a free colony, get a trade income. So I guess I'm wrong. Maybe when I played it, I was getting energy, and that's what like made me think. But yeah, anyway, you
get to trade with one of those tiles.
You visit the colony, and then whoops, it's an action, and so if you are whatever here, you're going to get 3 microbes, or you're going to get 4 titanium type of thing.
Nice. Have y'all played Terraforming Mars, the dice game? No, and don't want to.
Yeah.
Maybe I do just to experience.
I don't have a desire to play it. I looked into it, and it did not look great to me. And not to totally judge a book by its cover, but then it came out, and a lot of people are saying that it wasn't super great. So, yeah, I just don't have a desire. We've played Ares Expedition. I do like it quite a bit.
I want to play that one again.
I like Terraforming Mars the best, but I think Ares Expedition is very, very good. For certain people, it's going to be better, right? Like,
yeah.
I think Joe, who's in chat, right? Guy like him, Terraforming Ares Expedition is better.
Yeah.
Like the Brothers Murph, they like
much
Ares
prefer it. Yeah.
Expedition, right? It is going to play a lot quicker, and it has the exact same feel. It's just you don't really get to fully do everything. So, yeah.
Also picked up a bunch of promos. So I got the Kickstarter promos for when I missed Prelude 2, a couple other promos. And then I actually ended up buying these milestones and awards just to kind of change those up a little bit. Yeah, because I think this is a terrific
arguably
buy.
After Prelude, that's like
this is the next best thing,
get.
Right?
That or the maps.
That's what I've always said.
Like, the problem with the maps are they're always the same for that map, right?
Yep.
This is going to make every game at least a different goal.
Yeah, and they give you like the ones that are on those maps too, so like you can put them on other ones. So yeah, when I saw this, I was like, definitely have to pick that up just to change it up a little bit.
So now everybody help us convince Paul that he needs the big box with 3D printed tiles.
With all the miniatures.
You got to put it all together in one box.
So I actually did my library here. They have a 3D printer, right? And I'm not 3D printing the tiles yet, but I am getting another insert.
What's going on, Ian?
Made for. I'm getting an insert so that I can fit everything in the box. So that will be at least one thing.
Fit in the
it should all fit in the normal box. So it's a fairly expensive.
I guess like this.
Yeah,
right.
it's not too bad.
And you know what? The normal box is
it's a
way too much space to begin with. So like that makes sense.
I could probably fit it in there right now, but I have some 3D printed stuff in here already, like these things, right? Like this takes up a ton of space. And so it's just a 3D printed like hex holder, right? So this in here alone like makes the lid not close properly. So the one that I'm actually getting made now is like actual fit the box correctly and go from there. So, you know, I've got the extra trays in there that I could take off also, but even just at that, like I can fit all this in there no matter what, or like right now. So Yeah, we're hopefully going to be getting that sometime soon.
Okay. Well, while we're on the subject of promos, Paul doesn't know I have this, so I'm going to surprise him.
Ooh.
So,
hey, Ian.
Go into the story really quick. I don't remember. A couple of weeks ago, I was laying in bed, probably should have been asleep, and I stumbled across the BGG store, and I hadn't browsed in a while, so I bought way too many promos off it. So, we'll just kind of go through this.
Here. You bought way too many promos.
Way too many promos.
Okay, let me see if I can name them.
Well, yeah, you should definitely name.
So we've got what is this game?
Oh, well, maybe.
No, I know Altiplano.
Yeah, and so this is too. I don't know what it is. This is like a mini expansion for Altiplano that adds
so many promos. Joe, are you jealous of the promos?
Yeah.
We've got a Tom Vassell promo in here. Trismegistus?
Yeah, this adds asymmetric player abilities.
Of course.
So that's what I...
Is this what you were... Which one did you want originally? Or were you just...
Nothing.
Fumbling around?
Yeah, okay. I did not search for anything at all.
This is some role play or something.
Yeah, that was lock up and it cost a couple bucks, so I was like, whatever. And honestly, all of this was like dirt cheap, so I was like, who cares?
Just buying them. Devin had plenty of promotions.
Yeah. That one is Lanterns or Lantern Dice. I can't remember which one.
Lantern Dice.
It's got dice on it. Oh, okay.
Is Lantern Dice a... What game is that? Is it just a, like... What do you do in Lantern Dice?
I haven't played Lantern Dice.
Oh. Okay.
I've played Which one have I played? Now that you say that. I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh well. Alma Mater.
Yeah.
New students. Okay.
Yeah. And then these were
those are sweet.
The Welcome to packs, right? It was coming up on Christmas. One of these, I think, is the Christmas one. Maybe not.
I'm going to have to go back on the BGG side.
Oh, that one. Okay.
So I know the Christmas one adds Christmas lights. And so it works very similar to like the neighborhoods.
Yeah, they all add a couple scoring cards.
Yeah,
right?
so this has some scoring cards for that.
So that's basically, other than that, they're all the same, right? They just have some sort of unique scoring card that goes with theirs.
People love looking at all the pretty lights, but no one likes the one house on the block that doesn't participate. Awesome.
So, overplayed zombie theme.
Yeah.
And
Halloween, you can either get like a trick, like get a ghost or a treat, and it kind of gives you other things. I think that's like one of the scoring things here. Like you get more for candy or whatever.
Honestly, what I think is the neatest of it is he uses the same deck of cards from Welcome to, right? Doesn't have to like change the entire deck.
No
it's literally
new rules added.
Yeah, it's literally the exact same deck of cards. It's just different scoring things.
That's awesome.
And that one's
that's a great buy.
Yeah. So anyway,
we need to play that again.
I thought that was funny. I got way too many promos, and
I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Up next, we have Peacemakers: The Horrors of War. This one was sent to us. Ooh, what's going on here with the video? That looks...
That's just you.
Unfocused. Is it just me?
Yeah.
No, it's definitely the screen. That looks real bad.
Oh, yeah, I see now.
There it goes. That's good. We love the map pass for Welcome to. They have several. Yeah, I've played, I think, Halloween on BGA. Which one's your favorite, Ian? Okay, so this is Peacemakers Horrors of War. This was sent to us by Snowdale Designs. They are the same publishers that made Lands of Galzer, one of my favorite games from last year. And I'm actually pretty excited for this one. This is a cooperative 1 to 4 player game that deals with war and you trying to stop war. So this says,
go ahead.
This game contains cards which you should not read ahead of time. Please read the other side before continuing. Okay, so just how to organize it, basically.
Okay.
So what's sweet about this game is this is the player board right here. So you've got these 2 books and you just flip the pages.
Gotcha.
And that's it, right? So that's the map. All right, so I'll move it down here so we can see. And I guess, I don't know if you can do like separate ones.
Maybe you can. Flip you to the next page.
Gotta.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah.
They're going to be set. Okay.
Well, that's interesting. I wonder why they would go this route and not
and then
another
make it
route.
Two separate
books.
If it wasn't just one. Actually, 100%, so it could fit in a normal size box.
Very true.
That's exactly why they did that.
But anyway, so I'm not going to take too much out because it is a semi like a campaign game. But you've got these very overly produced wooden meeples that I think look absolutely sweet. They're screen printed. So you've got all the different animals. I know you've got the polecats like in Lands of Galzer. You have iguanas. You have toucans. The frog horde. So basically, from my understanding, and I haven't looked too deep into it, but from my understanding is you are trying to prevent these two factions from warring. You're trying to get them to stop and lower their intensity rating or hate rating, whatever it may be.
So each time is two different factions. So you got your looks like cats versus
the
parrots,
macaws, the parrots, yeah.
And then it's the parrots versus the bears.
The bears, and there's also the Totara pirate, right? So there's three different things in there. But then you've got an event deck that stuff comes out and you can move your people around.
Bears versus toucans.
Here's a scenario log.
Toucans versus the cats and the iguanas.
And I think that was the one of the playthrough that I had seen. So the ocelots there, they'll go with whichever team is
winning
in the lead. Yeah.
I like it.
So they're just like,
Frogs
I'm going
versus
with you.
Iguanas and parrots versus the frogs.
And so then we got this little mini expansion, which is just 10 event cards that get added into the horror deck. So you have the Echoing Fears, you roll the dice, place this face down on top of the resource deck, Stuck in a Loop, Downward Spiral, all just bad things that are happening.
Ian, well, that's good to know because I got Halloween and Christmas. Bad because I think I got Outbreak and Doomsday, but honestly, I'm sure we'll have fun regardless of which ones we play. So,
Joe, it does seem very interesting. It kickstarted earlier this year, and I remember looking at it. This is actually a reprint of this is the second edition of the game, and they've changed some stuff to it, mainly the event deck, I believe. So from what I've heard, this one is much better than the original Peacemakers. So we'll see. Seems interesting. For me, Lands of Galzer was terrific, so definitely willing to give this one a try.
Yeah, look, is Lands of Galzer the same guy or the same company?
Same company. It's got to be the same guy. I think it's just one guy.
Yep, sure enough.
Yeah, so. Sammy Laxo.
Yeah, because I was saying he did the art too.
Yeah, I think he just does everything there. So that's it. Peacemakers. Three Sisters. My brother gifted me this game. So this is one that I've kind of wanted for a while, and honestly, so we just do Amazon wish lists. I forgot that I had this on my wish list. I had it on there for years now, and so for my birthday, he just ended up buying it for me, and I was like, oh, cool. But this is by the same designer that made Fleet the Dice game. Motor City, I think, is the other one, and then there's another one.
Yeah, I mean, look at the stars, right?
Yeah, exactly. This is exactly the
do the free action.
That's exactly what it is. So there's 2 pages, like in Hadrian's Wall or Fleet the Dice, right? So you've got your 2 pages, all your different sections. You've got your garden, perennials, apiary, fruit, all that kind of stuff, and then you have your board right here. So this is how the actions are dictated. You roll the dice, and then the dice basically are set something like this, right? So you choose what dice you want, and you do 2 actions. The first thing, or one of the actions that you do, is you actually plant in your garden. So whatever number you draft here, let's say I draft this 5, I have to plant or water in my section 5. So planting is you have to do the bottom one, and then watering is they just grow, so you just fill in the next one. And then you get to do whatever action is underneath that. So a lot of those actions are things like these perennials, which just give you kind of ongoing benefits or just extra kind of bonus, one-off bonuses. You have these fruits here.
Boats.
Yeah, you have the fruits here that give you more victory points, or they will allow you to water, or they give you more compost, which is the goods here. Once you reach the stars, you get bonuses. Sheds are just extra kind of ongoing abilities. So yeah, very, very similar to your Fleet the Dice game.
Yeah, Ian's saying he likes this over Fleet, so that's cool.
Yeah, I really like this one. I personally do not really like the solo mode for it, because instead of allowing you to play your own game, it crosses off stuff on your paper. So like if it's doing the apiary action, it's going to cross off this top one, and then you're never going to be able to reach the top of that. Or it's going to come here to your shed when you might have 2 things full, and then it's going to cross off that last one, and you're never going to be able to get it.
That's what was the game I just played that was a roll and write that... Oh, the Orleans roll and write. I talked about the same thing now. I'm like, as a solo... it does that exact same thing, right? It's just, it's gonna.
Yeah, and in a way, it's fine. Like, you can plan for it. You can do that action instead of it doing that action, or like it's going to be doing that, so don't go for it. But also, like, that's how I want to play the game. Like, I don't want to have to play around you to make it what I want to do. But I've played it at 2 players and really enjoyed it. I think that they just do a great job at the roll and writes that they've been doing.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so next up we have some more Heroscape. So I know you showed this off a couple months ago.
I did.
And now I have even more Heroscape, right? So I kind of just decided, hey, I'll buy it all. Who cares? I love Heroscape so much. So this is the first kind of wave of stuff after their main boxes. So this and this are just more characters.
More miniatures.
Right?
Did you get the painted ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not going to waste time painting?
I'm not going to paint. It's not a waste time. I am not painting, very clearly. And then this is basic. This is just more terrain, so you can build cooler maps. And this is probably way overpriced shiny water tiles that I paid for that have probably no effect whatsoever.
Is this water tiles here, this blue?
No,
okay.
No. Normally they look like this, but they're
not shiny.
Yeah, they don't sparkle. I honestly think to help sell this box, this is not the reason I bought it. I just bought it because I was like, whatever.
You're going all in it.
They included this that has like a heel or something like that, 1 space heel. And that was like their way of attempting to sell the box.
To say, like, you're not just getting overpriced water, you're getting this healing
spring water tile.
Okay.
But
it's
really,
the fountain of youth.
This is the main bulk of it. So this has an army, and then, a couple army cards, but this is like an actual set army, and then that's 1 guy. And then this is, in the Heroscape lore, there are these Kyrie, which are like these angel-like creatures, and they all have different abilities. And so this is 5 more characters to play. And because in Heroscape you can never not have more. It's you just keep
getting more and more.
Just keep getting more. So
Joe, did you get this second installment of Heroscape? I'm assuming you did. You got the first one.
Yeah. I still got 1 more to come that has a whole lot more characters.
Have you played the
newest? No.
The newest one yet? No, I know you and Joe play the other one.
Yeah, we're adults, so it's hard to get together to go up there and just chunk some dice and try and destroy each other's characters. But I do think these look pretty dang sweet. If you're asking if Heroscape is good at 4, I have played it at 4 many times. I think it's better at 2, for sure. But 4 is fine. It's 2v2. You might be able to do a free-for-all, but we've always played 2v2. But in that case, I would rather just be playing all of one army. So,
Just said Shelby doesn't want to play with him, so it's going to have to be a us game.
I know.
This could be an Ardmore game.
Yeah.
Could it be? No, I guess that's 3. Yeah, 1v1.
You definitely don't want to play at 3.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, you can. It is a free-for-all. But it's like 2-player is like the preferred. It's the best way to play Hero Escape. Anyway, I think these guys look like silly.
They look like a I was thinking BB-8 from Star Wars.
Sort of, yeah.
Just from that thing?
Yeah, like an evil
like an evil BB-8 that like popped out of his ball.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know. And this thing is like, it looks gigantic. I mean, I guess it can't be any bigger than the box, but yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to play it. I don't even know what these people do. Hopefully a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Roll lots of dice.
There you go. There's your Hero Escape.
Okay.
Coming to the end of it here, got a couple more. So up next we have Halls of Hegra, a solo-only Euro war game is kind of what it was marketed as. Are they actually painted? Those Hero Escape ones are painted.
Yeah, you can buy it either way. So you can buy it painted or non-painted. I don't paint miniatures, so I buy it painted. But yeah, you can save a little cheddar and buy it unpainted.
Yeah. So Halls of Hegra, I don't know too much about it. I finished watching a playthrough earlier today. Shaggy over at Totally Table did an entire solo playthrough of this. That was really kind of like my first experience with it. I've heard great things about it from Joe, who's there in the chat.
That's
he has
not
said
the way
that
I want
it's
to open that.
one of his favorite games that he played last year. But this one was sent to us by the publisher as well. So this game, you are the Norwegian army, I believe, and you're fighting off the Germans. So you're playing it over 11 rounds. And so the first 3 rounds here, you're mobilizing. So basically what you're doing is you are trying to recruit from your recruit bag here and trying to get different workers. So you have your soldiers, you have your commander, you have volunteers, and then you have these doubt tokens as well. So you can draw up to 4 people out of your bag, but if you draw a doubt token, you can only keep one of your workers, right? And then it's just kind of a worker placement after that. You can place them here to fire the artillery. You can go out on supply runs to get more runs. If you have people in your infirmary, you can heal them up. Later on, you have people trying to attack your wall, so you want to put people on the wall. So you've got your mobilization where you're trying to build everything up. Then you've got the first attack where they attack you, some bad stuff happens, and then there's a siege 1, siege 2, and then the last stand. And so the game really has this like progression of starting off at the beginning where you're just trying to build up everything, and then at the end it's basically just trying to survive. And so from my understanding of the game, you never defeat the army. You're just trying to live through it, to have an honorable surrender or have the Germans retreat or whatever, but you're never actually winning the war. So from the playthroughs that I watch, it seems very brutal, seems very luck-driven or event-driven with some mitigation that happens early on. But I'm really excited to play it. Tay, you say this is your favorite game of 2023. I know Joe said it was his favorite solo game of 23, and I've heard that quite a bit. So super excited to look into it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
very
so
cool.
That is Halls of Hegra.
Okay. And then while Paul's putting that up, the last one we have is Stamp Swap, which we put a video out on.
We did.
I can't remember if it was a video or a live stream. This was is a Stonemaier game about collecting stamps. To me, this game was a total, I'll call it sleeper game. It was so much better than I expected it to be.
Than it should have been.
Yeah, it's a I cut, you choose game, and you're like going through, I think, 4 days or 3 days, or I think it's a weekend, 3 days.
Yeah, it's a weekend.
Just collecting,
Friday, Saturday,
collecting
Sunday.
stamps, and then you divide the stamps that you got that day into 2 piles, and somebody picks one of the piles and you keep the other, so you have to keep them relatively even from that. Honestly, read the rules, thought this is going to be meh. Saw that it had like this 2-player way about it and thought it was going to be meh, and I was wrong on both those parts. It was a very good game, and the 2-player was very good, and I've said it many times now. I actually am like curious if the other player counts could even live up to how good the 2-player is, because I think the 2-player is phenomenal, the way that it's done. But yeah, it's just I mean, literally simple game. Yeah, and you have, what do? You score each round.
So you
have to choose the scoring conditions that you're going to do each round.
Yeah, so it's actually
which is pretty
hard.
Pretty neat.
Yeah. So one of the scoring conditions has to do with like the canceled symbols. So each stamp, or some stamps have that. Some of them have to do with the sizes, so either a square stamp or a rectangular stamp. Some of them have to do with theme. I think there's like 5 different themes.
There is, and
space,
5 different colors.
Yeah, space, monuments, animals, flowers, vehicles, and then purple, red, yellow, green, and brown. So just a way to position them. Then the finale, I think that one changed as well. I don't remember exactly what that was.
I honestly can't remember either. And then you could like collect cards that made you score for flowers or for aliens or whatever. It was much better than I thought this game was.
I think it was much better than anything it should have been.
But yeah, it was. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed everything about it. So
yeah, the one semi-complaint I had was like the colors, right? Like the brown and the yellow, trying to distinguish that. But then when you realize the colorblind, I was legitimately questioning if I'm colorblind during this game. And then I think you and I had also said like the double, these double ones, right? Like, is that a rectangle or not? We messed it up in the playthrough that we put out. But just the fact that these are 2 small squares and not a rectangular stamp, which now that I say it and knowing that, it totally makes sense, because it definitely is.
It was our fault, really, because it was very clearly stated in the rule book.
It was.
We didn't see it or go over it. But yeah, I don't know. It makes sense now.
And then seeing these were really sweet too. These like specialty swamps, right? Specialty stamps.
We didn't end up.
We did not see any of them
one during our playthrough.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, Ian says he likes it. I don't know. I thought it was good, man. I thought it was just a really good game.
Yeah, Ian had mentioned playing it solo, and the solo was good.
Not expecting it to be good at all. No, I wasn't expecting it to be. I don't know. I wasn't expecting much from it. Is I guess really what it was.
There was no expectations on the game. Was really what it came out to.
Yeah, but
yeah, surprisingly, it was much better, I think, than anything it deserved to be. I did have one more. It's over there. I'll just talk about it. It's an Exit kids game. So I actually bought that. Oh, there we go. Sorry.
It should work. You're going to say everything again.
Oh, no. There we go. Well, this is, Exit the game, the kids. Basically, it's just it's monsters.
An exit game for
children. An exit game for children. So the monsters took the monsters took the cookies. And it has to just do with pictures, right? So there's no text on these words, or on these cards. And so it gives the adult, like, these are some of the instructions, kind of tell you what to do from there. And so then it's up to the kid to just figure out the riddles. Looks like there's some string in here. Not sure what the string is about. But yeah, excited to play this one. Our riddle fun in Monsterville, we retrieved the cookies from the jar.
Very neat.
Yeah.
What's the string? Oh,
I don't know. I'm not sure.
String. Intriguing.
Before the first game, carefully remove the 21 strange items.
I've always liked the exit games. I think between exit and unlocked, I think exit is better. It's just now this does say playable multiple times.
It does.
Most of the exits you will tear up something or cut something or whatnot.
So I did notice that when I picked up this one that it said multiple times. So
I
thought that was
wonder if
interesting.
it's all one or if you have.
I'm gonna assume there's
Because it says
different
riddles
ones.
with an S, maybe.
6 types of riddles.
Okay.
So there's a smiley riddle, a snail trail riddle, outline riddle, favorite food riddle, jigsaw puzzle riddle, lasso riddle. That's your lasso. Then there's the answers right there. So.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. So hopefully we'll get that played this week. Just something for us to do instead of just watching.
Spidey and his amazing
Spidey
friends.
and his amazing friends. I wish that's what we were watching now. We're watching some Diana on Disney, and it's terrible.
Diana. I don't know that one.
It's, I don't know, some Ukrainian girl. It's terrible. She's like, can I watch it? And we're like, no. She's like, just one? We're like, no. It's like, okay. So she knows to ask because we don't like it.
So
yeah.
Lacey, she had a rough night with Luke, and so she wanted to take a nap at one point. And I did have to actually do a little bit of work today. She's like, can you handle the kids, And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. As soon as she went into the room and shut the door, I'm like, Spidey and his amazing friends, you guys are good. And I went,
do what you do.
Yeah, I went, did my emails
That's
and stuff,
awesome.
And if neither of them moved and just stared at the screen,
You're like, I'm just doing my work. I have to get stuff done.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
but yeah, that is it. A good amount of games there. When you guys get review copies, how do you decide who gets to keep what?
I try and let Paul keep everything. Neither of us care enough.
Yeah, we see each other enough that if we really like it, we can just borrow it. But in all honesty,
Paul and I like distinctly different games, so there's very little overlap between the game that Paul really wants to keep versus the ones I really want to keep. The argument comes into who keeps all the crappy games that we don't actually want. What house do those have to live in?
And if they're bigger, they're at Devin's house. If they're smaller, they're generally here.
But for the most part, it's just, any
of the real heavy Euros and stuff like that, those are going to Devin's house because he will solo them before I solo them, and if I want to play them, Devin will for sure want to play it, kind of thing.
But it's just really not a big deal. Honestly, it's like our two collections can be combined, right?
For sure.
Plenty of times we borrow.
That's what I did with Paladins.
I was gonna say we just happened to play Evacuation today, and that was because it happened to be here because Paul was like, "Hey, I want to try this out," so he just took it and he had it here. So
so it really just kind of. If we want a game, next time I see you in a week, we're going to get it and we'll play it from there. So, Edge of Darkness is on my table.
Oh.
There you go. I was going to say, I don't know what that is.
So, Joe, man, we need to get together for Heroescape, but I really want to get together for Edge of Darkness. It's the gigantic box I bought Joe.
Oh,
the massive box.
Yeah. That thing was huge. Okay.
I really want to play that. Please let it be good. And even if it's bad, you have to at least play it once
Just
with me.
say that it was good.
No, you don't have to say it's good, but you have to play it at least once with me as well. But I'm very excited that you're playing it. It's funny because I had some time, and I actually thought to myself, I'm like, man, I kind of wish that game was here. But I played the Bazaar instead, so who cares?
Ken, are there games neither of us want to have or keep? Yeah,
absolutely.
We just try to sell them off. We try to cull them. We show a lot of what we're getting in the collection. We don't show a lot of what we got rid of in the collection.
Yeah, there's a lot of times we play a game, it wasn't for us.
Yeah.
And we know that neither of us are ever going to, right? You've seen my house, you've seen Paul's, right? I think you have whatever 100-ish games.
Yeah.
I got a couple hundred. So when you talk about 300 games between the two of us, if a game is like, it doesn't straight up, maybe not straight up bad, but like not to either of our taste, and like we just were like, oh, that was just okay.
It was fine. Yeah, it was a good game.
We didn't really
play it again,
or we didn't really enjoy it. Right? There's zero reason for us to keep it because we would never pick that over any of the other games that we have.
Or a game that's too similar to another one. Like, there's no point in having that.
So Top Gun is not.
It's not in the collection.
We played that.
We played that for our live
game.
stream, and I think sold it like immediately after.
We played that, and I was like, that is not taking up any more shelf space. And honestly, for as much as like
small game too,
as much as I have like a good amount of space, I am like beginning to burst the bubble on it. So there's a lot of those games that are like, if it's borderline, it's gone.
It's gone. Yeah.
I just took a ton of games to the public library and donated them because I was like, I don't have room for these.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm not going to worry about selling a game for $5 or $10. I'm just going to go to the library and let somebody have some joy in playing it.
A lot of mine that are like decent games, you know, that are lighter, and Ian does the same thing here. They live at my school, right? They're just there, like my King of Tokyo, my Suros, my like all those just live at my school just because I'll play them with my kids. They're not good enough for us to play or anything like that, but with the kids, it's great. And then I've donated games to D20, the local board game bar here. Just like, hey, we've got these games, take them. I don't want to go through the hassle of selling them. Other people will play them.
So when I had an office, right, or when I was going into office, that is where all my like big campaign games lived, right? They lived up at my work because I had an office that they could stay in, and that's probably the worst part of the promotion is
now they're at your house.
Yeah, I had to clear out the office, and they don't actually have an office now, and so it's like games that I want, right? They're good, but they take up massive amounts of space, and so I need to figure that out.
Joe said the rule book is terrible.
Joe said the rule book of...
the rules are so bad.
I also played the Bazaar today. All right.
4 minutes out, yep, space is overflowing. Space is a limited thing that we have. So, yeah. But, I guess that is it. We're actually going to head out to play another game because we both have the night free, and it's not a Friday. We're not doing anything else. No kids. It's 9 o'clock. But we thank all of you guys for joining us and just kind of hanging out here at the end. It's always a good time. I always enjoy doing these What's New to the Collection. I always say it. I don't know how much we're going to have next month.
A lot.
And then it always just shows up.
Going to have a lot.
So maybe we'll do it after Christmas. I don't know if I'm getting anything for Christmas. I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure it out. I can honestly say, though, I'm legitimately not expecting any other games right now. I'm legitimately saying that. But I don't know. Some might show up tomorrow. Yeah, some will show up tomorrow. But yeah, that's it for us. As always, please remember, like, comment, subscribe. That stuff really does help us. It helps our channel grow. We are over the 2,000 subs now again because we went back down and then we went back up. And so let's just keep it there, guys. Yeah. So that's all that we got.
All right. We'll see y'all later.